Hey everybody, I'm Not So Tactical Tim, and this is a Pews and Brews quick shot. Now what we do here on Quick Shot is, I don't have all the big intros and all the, different carrying on and all that. It's just a real quick video, typically about either a follow-up to a previous video or a piece of equipment on a previous video that I wanted to highlight a little bit. In this particular case, if you saw the CMMG video that I just posted on the 22 long rifle conversion kit, what I want to highlight today is this little Pinty red dot that I used during the filming of that. I paid about 40 bucks for it when I originally got it a few months back. When I went to post the link on the video, I noticed these things are down to 27 bucks. So for as well as it worked and as well as it held zero, I thought, you know what, I'm going to do a quick little review on this. I'll show you what comes in the box, the basic functions of it. I'll get some video of the reticles. It has 4 different reticles you can change. Now I had to film them from pretty far back just because of the way the gun's set up, so I had to use the zoom, so they're a little fuzzy, but you'll still get the idea. We're going to do a little light drop test with it to see how well it holds zero, and then we'll wrap it up. So stick around for this quick shot. Here's pretty much everything you get with it. You have your 2 Allen wrenches here for adjustments, little instruction manual, and then just, a box with a little foam insert, and then one of those cheapy lens cleaning cloths. The scope itself comes with a battery, and it is one of the CR2032 batteries. This battery compartment does have a little O-ring on here, which I guess is supposed to make it, sort of waterproof. I certainly wouldn't call this waterproof by any means. Actually, if you look, if you can see there real close, you can see some of the wires down in there. But I have a couple of them, they're all like that, so that's really not unusual for it to be like that. Housing's all aluminum, every part of it's, is at minimum aluminum. These screws are probably steel. Your adjustments, real well marked, real easy to see. And the Allen wrench that fits the adjustments also fits your mounting. Now they do have a click. It's not real defined as you wouldn't expect with a real inexpensive scope. And then your elevation adjustments done in there. And then you also have this real small Allen wrench, which goes into this slot right, or this Allen wrench right there. What that Allen screw does is right down in there, you're going to see a little metal pin. That's the pin that all your adjustments work off of for up and down and left and right. So by turning that small one in, when you feel it touch, it kind of acts like a set screw, which sort of locks the adjustment in so it can't wiggle around. On the back here, you can see your 4 different reticles that it has. We'll get a better picture of those through the scope then, but those are just selected by moving this little lever back and forth. And then here you have your red and your green with the different intensities. Just by turning this, you can raise or lower the intensity level, and that's pretty much it. Real straightforward little red dot. Nothing super fancy, but sometimes less is more. The more things you have to fiddle around with, the more things can go wrong. So we'll get this on a gun. I'll try to get a real good picture of the different reticles for you. And then we're not going to go out to the range, but I'll set up a target in here and put it in a solid rest. And then we can sit the scope on top, get it zeroed in, and then I'll take the scope off, drop it a few times on the floor. We'll sit it back on and see how well it holds zero. As you see, this isn't going to be a super scientific test. I just have one of those little Birchwood Casey targets stuck on a door here. Now, if you cycle through, that's off, and then as you turn the knob, that's your red, and then its brightest intensity, and then it goes off, and then it'll start out with your green, and you can turn it through your brightest intensity, 180 degrees, and then it goes off again, and then you're back to red. I think we'll just leave it on the red for right now. And then these are your 4 different reticles you can go through. That's your dot, your circle dot, your cross with a dot, and circle cross with a dot. And as you can see, they're all pretty much, bump the camera there, they're all pretty much right on center as you cycle through them. We'll leave it on the dot because that'll be a little bit easier to see for the parallax. Now, if I just move the camera tripod a little bit, you can see going all the way out to the corner there, it moves, get a little bit of parallax there, and a little bit there going all the way out to the corner, but you got to go all the way to the edge to really get it to go. And up and down seems to have almost none up and down. And if I just bump the tripod, you know, you can see that sight's really wiggling around, but that dot's staying pretty darn true. You know, there again, for a cheapy little Chinese red dot, you know, that obviously you can see some parallax. The dot is moving a little bit, but not a ton. So really, I don't think that's all that bad as far as parallax goes for something this cheap. You know, it's not like if you look at it through the edge a little bit that you're going to be off by a ton. You know, it does move, but all in all, I think really not too bad. All right, there again, not real scientific, but I'm just going to take this, you know, from about shoulder height and drop it on the ground. Now, I do have carpet on this floor, but it is concrete right underneath the carpet, so it's hitting with a little bit of force. Sorry, that screw was all the way out, so the screw popped out. And again, you can hear a pretty good thud when it hits. And we'll give it one more. All right, now I'm going to put it back on the gun, and I didn't move the camera, I didn't change anything. All I did was remove the scope. I'm going to put it right back on, same position on the firearm. We'll see if it held 0. I mounted it right back in the same position that it was on the gun. Haven't moved the camera or anything in between, so now we're just going to reach up here and flip this back on. There we go. That dot is in the exact same place as it was before I dropped it. Just a hair low and a hair right of dead center bullseye. So, like I say, this wasn't a destruction test. I wasn't winging it across the room into the wall or anything like that, but falling from, you know, shoulder height, so say about 5 feet, 5.5 feet, onto basically concrete with just a little thin cushioning about the thickness of a doormat in between it. Held 0 perfectly. And there you have it. I'll tell you what, for 27 bucks, if you're looking for something just to throw on a plinker, a 22, a BB gun, or even something like this conversion kit, man, I just think you can't go wrong with this little Pinty red dot. So, thanks for checking out this Pews and Brews quick shot. Now go out there and do something useful with yourself, and maybe grab one of these little red dots. Then get out there and get pewing. We'll see you next time.